You're listening to Odlar Yourdu radio from Vancouver. Every year, in May 22nd, members of Azerbaijani community in Iran commemorate the event they call cartoon incidents. 4 years ago, in May 12th, Iranian State newspaper published a cartoon depicting Azerbaijani living in the country as cockroaches. It showed an Azerbaijani-speaking cockroach and suggested people deny it food until it learned to speak Persian. Soon, demonstrations spread over the northern cities of Iran. By May 22nd, hundreds of thousands of Azerbaijanis went on the streets demanding an official apology. Shouting slogans such as Azerbaijan is awake and ready to protect its language. Turkish language is the language of the dignity, and long live Azerbaijan. The demonstrators marched on the streets of Tabriz. The demonstrations were met by force and many people were killed and arrested by the authorities. Today we're going to present an interview with Faktheh Zamani. She's the founder and Chief Executive Officer of Association for Defense of Azerbaijani Political Prisoners in Iran, the organization that promotes rights of Azerbaijani minorities living in Iran.
This is Azerbaijani Odlar Yourdu Radio, 102.7 FM CFRO Vancouver Co-op radio station.
Good afternoon, Faktheh. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation. You are the founder and Chief Executive Officer of Association for Defense of Azerbaijani Political Prisoners in Iran. We call it ADAP. So, first, tell us about ADAP. Why and when did you decide to create ADAP? What was the need?
ADAP is a human rights group based in Vancouver, which has a mandate to bring awareness to the situation of Azerbaijanis in Iran, and also try to help with individual cases, and as well as organize groups all over the world to help us with our goal. The reason I started starting a human rights group which specifically would target situation of Azerbaijanis in Iran was when we had mass demonstrations in Azerbaijani region in Iran, and in May 2006, and upon my not just me, but our Azerbaijani community outside the country contacting Iranian human rights groups, we were unable to pursue them to do anything regarding the situation at that time. And seeing that we were not successful with even though the situation was very bad, but we were not successful with convincing them to do anything.
Convincing whom?
All the human rights groups that and groups that they had, Iranian researchers or workers. So we realized that we have to have a group that specifically helps Azerbaijanis. So May 2006 was when we decided to start this group, and it was in November of the same year, 2006. It was registered in British Columbia.
Okay. So you just mentioned that it was in response to the events in May, which is the cartoon incidents that we're going to talk about today. Is it right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Then tell us about more about cartoon incident. What happened?
Iranian newspaper. It was a government-run newspaper called Iran published a cartoon which depicted an Azerbaijani as a cockroach, and a Persian kid was speaking to this cockroach, but there was no communication, and they were following that cartoon. There were 10 ways of exterminating all these cockroaches that they caught, which was some of them very insulting, but overall it was very shocking to Azerbaijanis in Iran to see such a large page in a government-run newspaper, because all the newspapers, as some people know, that in Iran they are checked thoroughly for anything that would be insulting to government or to the leader, or anything that is not approved by Islamic rules. But somehow this one full-page cartoon with all these 10 sections of how to kill cockroaches was able to get past that censorship, and was published and distributed all over the country.
And the cockroach was Azerbaijani?
Yes, was speaking Azerbaijani.
And why do you think is that? What was the intention? Did they intentionally try to insult Azerbaijanis, or was there any explanation given to it?
This why goes back to almost 80 years of racism and discrimination, and Azerbaijanis being targeted and called different names and dehumanized by many ways. This is not the first time that what it was done. Calling an Azerbaijani a donkey, in so many jokes that is easily can be found, hundreds of them, and now on internet, if someone in Persian types in donkey Turk, which Azerbaijanis are Turkic-speaking group, but this was not the first time, but also the reason for this was probably to bring something new to put into the society that would be a tool for normal individuals daily to use to insult Azerbaijanis, in which they are all over the country now, and they, especially in Tehran, there could be more than 1/3 of the population are Azerbaijanis.